Detective Comics 934, written by James Tynion the Fourth, and art by Eddie Barrows. Can I just say how much I love saying James Tynion the Fourth?
Yeah.
It's a good name. It's a
Yeah.
solid name.
It's
Yeah,
a
just as
cool
long
name,
as keep him away from talent, and he's fine.
and it's a cool name, and it's easy to say.
Yeah.
That's a win-win. Give
Yeah.
me both of those, and you're.
And there's not enough the fourths anymore.
There's
No.
not. There's not. There's not.
shame.
There really isn't. But Detective Comics, this is of course the team book where Batman and Batwoman are going to train Stephanie Brown, Cassandra Cain, Tim Drake, and Clayface is the the one that sort of sticks
Yeah.
out a bit.
For wild card.
The wild card.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. First of all, the art's pretty good in this one as well.
Yep. Eddie Barrows. He draws Gotham very well.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kills it.
Yeah, because we've got the snow and all that, and then we've got the fire. Like he does all these.
Yeah, that fire in the first few pages is just
Yeah.
fantastic.
And what looks like Batman sort of like coming through the fire looks pretty damn great.
Yeah.
Of course, we do quickly get the impression this isn't actually Batman. Someone is impersonating him.
Yep.
Because when actual Batman shows up and asks, what's his face, Azrael, yo bro, what's going on? What's happening? And
Yeah.
he's like, it was you, bro. You
Yeah.
mad? Look, I apologize for that. That was a.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah. Never do that again.
Leave the brewing out to me, please.
Okay, sure.
It's a more natural setting.
Sure. Oh yeah, but that double page spread of Batwoman grappling through the snow is pretty badass.
Yep.
But that gets us to the. I will get back to the Azrael stuff because it sort of ties into the ending and the threat that's coming. But so Batman goes to Batwoman, and basically explains there's a threat. We're being watched. Not related to the Watchmen being watched stuff.
Yeah. It's different.
And says we need to recruit a team. We need to put a team together, and you're better for this because you've got more of a soldier mentality. And which was nice. It was nice that he admits that she's better suited to this than he is, which is why
Which
she's
is great
Yeah.
because that means Batman has layers and limits, and
yeah.
And it immediately adds more to Batwoman as well, because obviously this is a case of using Batman as a benchmark. And
Yep.
if he thinks that she's better at something, then obviously she must be really good. Even if you have never read anything with her before, it just immediately
right.
sets.
No, I agree with that. And Matt, of course, will have loved this because there's a Batman doofus face moment in this when he reveals that he's Bruce Wayne, and she goes, "Yeah, I've been waiting for like a year for you to tell me this."
Yeah.
And then
Also, Batman's smiling a lot in this book.
Yeah.
yeah,
I like that. This is the Batman I came up reading in comics, not the New 52 Snyder kind of married to Gotham. So I love this book throughout. I'll just spoil that right now.
Yeah, I loved it too.
In the Tim and Cassie stuff, right? Which Pete's gonna get to.
yeah. That's pretty much next because. What they do quite nicely here to sort of hold the book together structurally is that it's like Batman saying, right, and she's like, okay, who are the recruits? So one by one we go through.
Yeah, they Ocean's 11 them, and we get to see them doing, their specialty, whatever that is.
Stephanie Brown's in a book full time.
And she's wearing purple.
Purple.
Yeah. And I forgot that they changed her origin a little bit. Like she's the daughter of two geniuses.
Yeah, two
Yeah.
villains. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
which-
did it in, I think it was Batman Eternal.
It's because
Yeah.
I just started reading that,
Yeah.
and that's just came up in the first sort of chunk of issues.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. I mean, admittedly, I do. For me, Stephanie Brown's always had a good relationship with her mother, and they have waffles at morning for breakfast.
Yeah, and
Sure.
that's why I was reading Eternal, and then I got to that horribly drawn one, and I couldn't read it anymore.
There is a handful of issues in that just look bad, but they're always so scattered throughout of where they are in
Yeah.
the run that you can, if you just
So
get past them, it's all right.
If I could just find the Stephanie Brown story from there without having to read anything else, someone hit us up and let me know where I can find that. That'd be great.
I don't know. It's kind of interspersed with other
Yeah,
stories.
it's tough.
It's not like she just has her issues. It's like, it's mixed with the other story.
It's the internet. Let's make it happen.
Someone go through and edit it out
Like a
and make
supercut, yeah.
do a
please.
director's cut of just the Stephanie Brown story. I'll be honest,
yeah.
I'd probably jump in that as well if I could. Or banter with Tim, which again is kind of going back because Tim's the
Yeah.
next one who shows up, and Tim Tim and Stephanie did have a lot of interaction way back, like when Steph was first around.
Yeah, they were boyfriend girlfriend for a little while, and he helped her through the pregnancy that everyone forgets. And when she was spoiler. So, and then she becomes Robin, in all those old stories.
Yeah.
But they've always been close. So
I just like this, like, old married couple style bickering that they have. It works so well.
And they're both meant to be about what, 17, 18? So
yeah,
it just adds like a layer to it. Yeah, but that's the point though, is they're fun and there's banter and they feel like they have their own voices again. I mean, I don't think Tim's had his own voice since before the New 52.
No, he's been generic Robin number 4.
It disheartens me as well because he's my favorite Robin, and
well, he's the best Robin.
He's been so badly treated.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. By best Robin, do you mean a better character than Dick Grayson? Because I will disagree.
No.
Best better
Robin.
at being Robin.
Yes.
Right. Okay. No, I can accept that, but I will not accept.
Because Damien's Damien, right? Like he has his own things that define him, and then Dick was the first Robin. But to me, he's more Nightwing or even just Dick Grayson. But the Robin, when I think of Robin, I think automatically Tim Drake.
Yeah.
Because he was the heir apparent to Batman, where he figured out Batman's identity all on his own.
Not in the New 52, he didn't.
Well, no, but we're not going to talk about that because that was garbage.
Well, that's the thing, but I don't know if that counts anymore.
Yeah, but to me it does.
I'm sure. As we go through these rebirth things and people make get their memories back, we'll get back to things happening. Like, you know what, Connor? Every time you say does this count anymore, I'm just going to play you the GIF from Star Wars: Force Awakens where Harrison Ford says it's true, all of it, right?
Yeah, that's it. Well, that was again. We'll have to use an episode to talk about the cluster F that was Convergence. But the thing that came out of there...
I never read that. I'm not reading it so we can talk about it.
Well, the point of it is because it kind of laid the foundations for Rebirth. That all of this happened, but it just happened differently. And that's what's, added these changes. And
no, but we're ignoring all that now. We're going to fix it all.
Yeah, but still.
Still important to know your history, isn't it?
That's where this Superman comes from. He came out of Convergence.
No, I know that, but
so
it doesn't matter though. We're going to fix it.
It still plays a part, but the thing is, well, as you said, as they get their memories back, I'm sure we'll be reminded of some of these things. So that's what made Tim so special. And they bring that up here, is that Cassie is like, oh yeah, for all your genius, you forget that I'm also really smart. So keep talking.
Yeah, well, because when they're talking about Tim, he mentions that he's like, how good he is at strategizing and being a detective and all that. And then we go to Cassie, and he again, it's the kind of idea where Batman kind of compliments someone. I don't know if he quite says she's a better fighter than him, but he implies that maybe in a straight-on fight she might win because she's like such a trained killer.
Yeah.
So. That's pretty cool. And then we get to the really sort of weird and interesting part where they bring in Clayface. And we weren't exactly sure how this worked, but it feels just from the few pages here that we get Clayface that he might actually end up having a really good story out of this.
Yeah.
Because Batman offers him the chance. He's like... Because, first of all, I like that Clayface is broken out of Arkham just so he can come and watch one of his old movies.
Mm-hmm. God, that was so tragic.
Yeah. Because he even says to him, like after the movie's done, I'll go back without a fight. Just let me finish.
Well, and it gets to the thing that he's not a homicidal nut job, Like, he didn't kill anybody, he just wanted to watch the movie, and he said, I only scared them so I could have the theater to myself. Which is something I could relate to, Yeah,
this is a Matt person. This is a Matt character.
Yeah, it is.
Something, I wish I could change myself sometimes.
Similar... Oh, I'm not going to lie, similar sort of physique and everything now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, but he's super strong, so don't forget that.
Definitely similar faces.
Really, Connor, because I thought he kind of resembled you, but minus the hair.
No, I don't know, you put some glasses and a cap on that, and I'm seeing Matt Sculthorpe.
You guys are savage. Also, I just picked this up, reopening the book, that the movie was called Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so... perfectly ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they give him this chance, and then we get the real... Again, we're back out in the snow. I love that every time it goes outside, we're back in the snow. It's a really nice touch. and they're up at the roof of the GCPD with the bat signal, and they're talking to their new team, and you get the feeling that this is going to be just a team book through and through. And even again, it ends with Batwoman smiling, which is really nice to see.
Yeah.
When was the last time we had smiles before Rebirth started? It was a while.
Yep.
And they legit made me laugh because they have all of them grapple up and Clayface is left standing there going, how am I supposed to do that? That legit made me laugh.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got humour, it knows all the characters' voices, at least from what we got in this first issue, which is really, really nice. And it's a good setup. I mean, unlike the Rebirth issues, this actually is just the first issue of the arc because it's not Detective and Action aren't having Rebirth issues.
Yeah.
Right.
This almost would have benefited from not going to the original numbering. Like this just being a number one of a series, it almost would have benefited from that.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
I guess.
934 is a nice number, though.
It is a nice number.
So
I mean, I think if you read comics, you just have to get used to the fact that Detective and Action, you're just always going to be starting things in really weird places.
Yeah.
Well, it was always weird to read Action, and it was like an Action 48. You know,
That felt
it just
strange.
feels better with triple digits.
I think what's weird about it though is everything else is starting at 1.
Yeah.
And these two going back, it just kind of feels weird amongst all the rest.
It's no worse than when J. Michael Straczynski's Thor went from issue 6 to issue 600.
They did it in
Mid-run.
Spider-Man, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done it with a lot of the bigger books in Marvel where they
So
renumber
at least the number change is happening with a fresh start. So you can easily hop on. You know.
No, I don't have a problem with that. I actually like the original numberings back. It feels cool.
It is. It's weird amongst all the rest is all.
Alright, so just to wrap up on this one then, get back to the sort of the setup of the villain. So we get this idea that someone's impersonating Batman at the start and then at the end. I mean, they're being watched. There's like, little security cameras like flying around watching them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And at the end, we just get to see from behind some mysterious figure talking to an army, saying, let's see how they stand against an army. So, do we have any inclination as to who this might be?
I'm hoping
Hugo
it's someone new.
Strange.
You want something new?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's not Hugo Strange because you can make out that he has hair.
I don't know, because
Yeah, you can.
any time that they have something with Batman's identity, like he knows who all these people are, right? So that's what made me
assume
think
so
it's
if
strange.
he's watching them that much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's only what made me think. Like it could be somebody new, but
I kind of just hope it is. I mean, I feel like an idea like this would work really well in positioning a new enemy.
Yeah.
But then
It might be, but at the same time, I feel like if you're going to obscure him like this, I feel like it has to be someone that we will recognise.
I don't. I think the point there is that it almost doesn't matter at this point because you're just seeing all of the focus is on the Batmen essentially, not on this person. By obscuring them, you just kind of almost ignore them and look at
it's
the crowd.
also someone that wants you to think that it's Batman, right? Because of Azrael.
Yeah.
We saw that. So, and someone that's been familiar with Batman, whether that is a new character or repurposed,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I will just have to wait and see. But that's the tease. So we'll be back to that in 2 weeks. This double shipping means that we don't have to actually wait that long to get the next one.
It's nice, isn't it?
That's kind of oddly nice.
Also,
Yeah.
I want to point out how much this sold. I got to my shop within 90 minutes of opening, and every single copy except 3 of the really nice variants, that was all that was left.
The Albuquerque.
Yeah. That was all that was left. All of the normal copies were gone. It was the first one to sell out.
That's good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, DC's been doing really well in the numbers the last couple weeks.
What we've heard from last week, that Green Arrow sold 90,000.
Yeah.
When I think Green Arrow could only ever dream of numbers like that before.
That's higher than the first Kevin Smith issue.
Yeah. And that was in '98 when comics were selling
Yeah.
still fairly regularly.
And you had a name attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.